You have heard that there are different ways to build our addition. There are. I recognize that and reiterate that no matter what someone tells you to do, trees are going to come down. Frankly, I filed an exception for our driveway design that allows us to keep trees upright. I don't want to cut them down. I also don't want to put an addition onto a house that leaves a gap and looks comical and serves as an eyesore to the Ballast Point community and my neighbors. In full transparency, that's what's being asked of us, and it's not appropriate. We have numerous oak trees in our backyard, and we will keep them where they are. They are big, strong, and beautiful. Forcing us to redesign plans and build elsewhere will cost us more money and the environment more trees, and this is our forever home, nobody else's. So what's the catch? The pictures I will share with you soon will tell the full truth. The last time I was here, the tree advocacy group and a representative, maybe just a representative from the city of Tampa, only displayed a tree branch from one of the grand oaks that needs to be removed. And it showed a branch that hung in front of our house. You've also seen some different pictures today, and I have some to show you. My opinion, this is a misrepresentation of the full truth, and I'm going to prove to you why. You will see a how many thousand-pound branch hanging over my roof. It extends the width of the house when it comes down, and when it comes down in a hurricane, God forbid, my kids' lives are in jeopardy, as is my wife's, mine, and my dog's. Additional pictures will demonstrate how far over my neighbor's pool the tree hangs and my other neighbor's yard so close to their house. The next picture will show you large branches had to already be cut down because they were waterlogged and fell. And then I'll show you where a tree was already moved before I even moved in. All right? Here are the pictures. Can you guys see that? Is that?
It's small. Zoom in on it and.
Is that? Sorry, my iPhone 8's a little. Is that?
Now, there's a wheel, sir, there's a wheel, a green wheel up on top that when you go the other direction, it
There
brings
it
it
is.
in and you can.
So this-
Technologically
This branch is hanging over your house. Where
that
is this in
branch,
proximity?
so that branch is directly over the second story of my house.
Okay.
Directly over. Okay? The small branches are already resting on the roof. So when the wind blows real hard and starts shaking, you can hear the scratching. Okay? This picture is more accurate of a picture. So that's the front of our house. Okay, you can see these trees leaning, and the branch I showed you is closer and over the roof. All right? Oh, God. Sorry, guys.
That's fine. And these trees that you're showing are the trees in question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's start this over. I apologize for that. Okay, that branch I showed you originally, that's it, extending all the way over my house. That window you see on the left, 2 of my children live in bunk beds in that house, in that room. Okay, so when it comes down, they're the first, they're in line. That is a picture from directly under the tree branch that's hanging over. That is where a branch was cut down. Okay, that is hanging over my neighbor's pool all the way across the street and almost getting to their house. Okay, that's another view of it. That's right above it. Okay, and that's from my backyard, just so you can see what that branch is doing. All right, this, again, that is actually going into my neighbor's house to the east. Right? And again, side view of that gigantic branch hanging over my house. Okay? Those are the pictures I wanted to share with you, just so you get a real life understanding of what we're dealing with right now. It's not, I don't think that's been represented appropriately. And to be clear, my family and I love nature, and we love Ballast Point. Love it. The tree removal and subsequent home addition will only help beautify this precious area we call home. No one wants to see a home addition that appears to be a Band-Aid approach. We have created plans that will make our neighbors proud. Most importantly, these plans will make our children proud and our great city of Tampa proud. So for a kid who grew up on Bush and 27th in Sulphur Springs at one time, who lived with his great aunt, great uncle, grandmother, and mom in a tiny house, who ate free lunch at Cahoon and Bellwether Elementary, and not sure if those are still the names, who essentially had nothing, I stand here before you as a proud Tampa native, proud father, proud educator, and a proud coach who continues to work hard to change the trajectory of my family. This addition will prove to my children that hard work, perseverance, and grit, which is the opportunity to see opportunity as opposed to dead ends, is real. Most importantly, my family will continue to understand my level of concern when it comes to their safety and the safety of our assets, our home. which is the mitochondria of every family dynamic, the safest place for kids to learn, grow, and become who they want to be. Home is supposed to be their safe haven, where the heart is. Physically speaking, the removal of these trees will provide us with a much safer situation. As I stated during our hearing in October, safety is a right and not a want. To be crystal clear, our neighborhood has spoken in a very democratic way. 1 out of 53 have filed an appeal, and she is not affected by this tree as she lives on a different street. Numerous neighbors have filed letters of support, which I believe you all have. The other folks here are only involved as members of an association and do not live in our neighborhood. To the Variance Review Board, I want to thank you again for approving this back in early October. And to City Council, thank you for your time and leadership.
Thank you very much. I was going to ask you a few questions, but you just answered them. So out of 53 neighbors, and this is not evidence, this is what you said, but 53, one filed a
I believe
grievance
it's
here.
MC Graham.
No, I understand. The person that filed the grievance is not next door to you or affected by this tree.
She's on Elkin. And I don't know if she's present in this room.
Okay, I don't know, and that's not evidence, that is just, what you
Right.
said. And going back to the original thing, the Variance Review Board approved this.
Approved it 4-2.
Until it was challenged.
I'm sorry?
Until it was challenged, until somebody came as an aggrieved party and.
Yes, sir,
asserted
that's
it.
correct.
I mean, letters of support, that's not substantial evidence. We have letters from both sides.
Sure.
I'm just trying to get everything in order.
I would just ask to look at the letters from neighbors within 250 feet.
No, I appreciate it, but we have to look at the code, we have to look
Absolutely.
at the evidence.
understand.
Councilmember Hurtak.
Thank you. I actually have a question for the arborist.
Do I sit down?
If you want to. He showed some photos of the tree. Can you talk to us about the health of the tree?
Yeah, so both of these live oaks are grand in size, meaning they're over 32 inches, and they're both preservation quality, which is C8. Live oaks do tend to have sprawling canopies due to age, due to just their growth structure. Live oaks are also one of the highest rated trees in the Florida community for hurricanes and things like that, as actually providing buffers for homes compared to damaging homes. And that was research done by UF. if you wanna-
I don't want to interrupt, but can you explain to us what C8 means?
So C8, if you're looking at the City of Tampa rating system, you have A through F. A is excellent, F is dead, C is kind of that middle range. And then to get the number, you have 3 components. You have a target rating, which this one would have a constant target, which is a 4. So the other 4 points are between the other 2 categories. So there could be 2 points in each category, and that talks about the possibility of like a limb failure. Like say if a limb is 10 inches in diameter, it comes with a 2 rating. So that's how the rating is composed of. So you take away the target, which is 4 points, you're left with 4 more points that have been distributed across those other 2 categories. So on the lower, say if you have 1 through 4, they're in the top half of that rating system.
Okay, so it's a healthy tree.
It's a healthy tree.
Thank you.
Any other questions from council? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Chair. The large branch, in terms of, can you speak about a branch of that nature when it comes to weather, the likelihood, what would it have to take for something like that to come down?
So, when dealing with trees, they're biological.
Right.
Some things do happen. But, if with regular maintenance and pruning and management of the tree, you have a healthy limb that should last through a storm based off research.
Okay. So could you possibly predict 30 years ago, was that branch already extended to a certain degree?
I can't. I can tell you most likely 5 years ago, that limb was probably there. Those limbs they're not popping up overnight kind of situation. So the structure of that tree with the other trees around it, it probably has had that growth. So the house was built in 92. So that limb was probably maybe not quite there when the house was built because it probably would have gotten removed. So between 92 and now, if I had to just put a time frame on it for that limb to grow in that manner. Because it's kind of grown up and over the house, so I'm assuming the house was there.